If you're watching this, you know you're in Antras Zook, and today I am here to reveal a lot of secrets. Many of my viewers are aware that I have previously been a restaurateur in Gurugram, India. I started my restaurants, which were called Anaj and All About Tandoor, in 2015 and 2017, respectively, and successfully exited the business in December 2019. My experience taught me a few tips and tricks in the kitchen, which today I want to share with the world. For the next few weeks, I'm going to talk a lot about the North Indian cuisine, or as we call it, Tandoori cuisine. Now, if I can correctly trace its beginning, I think it came from Peshawar, Pakistan. It came to Delhi with all the refugees who were relocating to the city during India's independence. Today I'm going to start off this series with a naan recipe, which I have successfully made over the years. Now, if you like this concept, let me know in a comment below what all, apart from these which I have already mentioned to you, what else would you like me to do? I read each and every comment and I try my level best to reply to everyone as well. Let me know in a comment below and do like and subscribe to the channel. So let's get started. We start with a bowl full of all-purpose flour or maida, and I'm gonna slowly create a little place in the middle for my other ingredients, which would be half a cup of curd. Try to make sure that it's not very sour, some sugar, salt, baking powder and baking soda. Mix everything together and slowly start incorporating the dry flour in the mix. It's very important that you use only your fingers to mix this dough. This is not a bread dough, and the texture, especially because it's gonna be cooked on the tawa, the texture of the dough needs to be really nice. So slowly and steadily, without making a full fist of flour, just gently incorporate all the dry flour. Add water as required, but definitely make sure of one thing: you need to end up with a very wet dough. The tandoorias, basically the people who cook on tandoor, are called tandoorias, and they love to use really wet elastic dough to make naan. That's the trick for getting it thin and crisp, and when it's hot it's amazing and melt in mouth, soft in the middle. I know it's going to be hard to knead this dough, but you need to knead this dough. I have over the years used a bent scraper to great success, and of course oil also helps you to make the dough non-stick. Of course, in a restaurant we add way more oil than what is shown in the recipe today, but it's up to you. The measurements are not really important. And as and when you get the dough into a nice ball, you're done. As a day starts in the restaurant, the tandoorias would come and make this dough, because this dough needs to rest before lunchtime hits us. This needs to rest for at least 2 hours for a good texture. With the magic of television, here we are after 2 hours, and I will just cut open the dough and show you what we have created in the last 2 hours. The fermentation that the baking powder and the baking soda along with curd has done to our dough. Look how stretchy it feels. Look at all the gluten strands that we have developed. Now you know your end product is going to be lovely. Create small balls out of the dough and with the help of some oil. Never touch dry flour at this stage, okay? It's only the oil which would help you to roll out the dough into a triangular shape. Now, in a restaurant, no one understands what a roller is. All the tandoorias, they would do it with their hands. And with such a stretchy dough that we have already created, it is going to be super simple to work with hands. Now I'm gonna just brush on some oil before I start to flatten it out into a shape. Now you can keep it plain as the first one, as you see. In the second one, I'm gonna add some garlic, which I have previously grated and kept, and a little bit of coriander leaves, which is again chopped and kept. In the third one, I'm gonna add some kala jeera, and then again, just press it with the hands. In the fourth one, I'm gonna add some kasuri methi, which I have previously roasted and kept. Now these are just a few toppings, a few ideas that I have given you, but world is your pickle. You can put anything you wish to. Now comes the cooking part, and it's so much fun to do it. Basically, you just take the shaped dough in your hand, the topping side down, and brush on some water on the other side, which will go on top of the already preheated iron tawa. Keep the flame low to medium at this point of time. Now, as you can see, as I brush the water on the surface of the naan dough, the gravity is acting towards pulling the dough down, and that's what is going to create a much more longer naan, which is characteristically how we make it in the restaurant as well. Now, a stretchy, nice dough is most important to get to the stage. Now, once you're here and you have already placed the water side down on the tawa, dab it with wet hands all over the surface. This would help the naan to stick to the tawa with the water. And that is very required. I'll show you later when I flip the made naan that karara layer, that browning is important. Now as soon as you start seeing some good brown bits in the middle, flip the tawa over a fulka jali. Yes, that's the amount of space you need from your flame to your tawa. And keeping the jali there really helps in case your naan is not stuck properly to the tawa. It will just go on the jali and not get burnt. Let me show this process once again. I know it's confusing, but trust me, if you do it once, you will be able to do it again and again and again. And anyways, the taste is so addictive that I guarantee you are going to cook this for your family and friends this weekend. Dabbing with wet hands is very important. Don't miss this step. Make sure of one more thing. Don't get oil, butter or ghee on this tawa at all during the process of making naan. If you do it even once, the tawa will become non-stick and your naan would not stick to the hot tawa. With all these tips and tricks, I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of success in making naan at home with different types of toppings as your heart wishes. Let me know in a comment below how did you like it. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Cheers!